So I know that a lot of people are motivated to wake up because they have a negative feeling within their bodies. And there is this promise in their head, in their minds, that waking up will help to transcend this feeling. There's this negativity within me, for example, and I need to understand that everything's consciousness and I need to wake up. So when there's this understanding, I will loosen up and this negative feeling will finally go away. So there is somehow an ego that looks at awakening as a method that can be used to transcend this feeling. And using methods to transcend feelings is kind of the reason why the negative feeling is stuck in the first place. Because when you don't know anything about awakening, then you're basically using the same strategy in other areas, in different ways. When you are trying to get money, or just excessive amount of money, or power, or you're trying to get a relationship and you're trying to get your happiness from that relationship, or you're trying to get your happiness from spirituality because you want to open all of your chakras. And you think that when all these chakras are open, you're finally going to relax and you're going to feel good. But it's never enough, you know. You're actually using the same logic. You're trying to use things as methods to transcend some kind of feeling that you're not ready to accept. And what you're actually doing is you're treating yourself like a snow globe. You know, you're constantly shaking it. And by shaking, you're expecting to see the snowman within the snow globe. And what I'm trying to tell you is that you have to stop. To finally have this clarity that the beingness is already here and complete. Feelings might be negative, but it doesn't really matter. But there's this clarity that can see, I'm here. And seeing that the witness is somehow distant from whatever you're trying to avoid or whatever you're trying to get rid of through a method. Seeing that you are distant from this makes you slowly realize that you don't need to do anything about it because it's not you, it's not who you are really, in your essence. It consists of you, yes, but it's not really who you are. So therefore you don't need to waste thoughts, and therefore you don't need to waste energy to get rid of something that the ego doesn't like. It is just here, and it's okay to be there. So from this recognition there is a feeling of abundance. Instantly, there's this recognition of abundance isn't something that I can attain and hold and hope that it won't go away. It is a recognition that it was always here. Even right now, as you are watching this video, even right now, as your brain is asking, but how can I do it? There is consciousness aware of the thoughts, and this consciousness is already in abundance, so there's nothing to do. The witness itself, let's say there is a witness. I have to use language like this, even though in this ultimate understanding there is no witness, there's just witnessing, but I would like to use language like that to make my point clear. When you look from the point of view of the pure witness, then the pure witness looks at the lack from the perspective of abundance, and therefore the garden can only flourish. It is just its quality to make things flourish in a positive way. It makes things healthy without effort. So when you are identified as a separate self, as an ego that is trapped in negative emotions, negative thoughts. By the way, negative thoughts aren't even that bad. The thing that is negative is the feeling. If you would have a good feeling and negative thoughts, you wouldn't care. So actually the feeling is that thing that you want to get rid of. You want to get rid of. And that feeling isn't even a negative feeling, it's just a sensation in your body, and your ego is just trying to create a story that's gonna tell you it's bad, it should go away. Because it somehow is conditioned to think in this very Abrahamic way. I'd like to explain it like this. There's like this Abrahamic way of seeing life, that some things are just evil and they need to be avoided at any cost. And there's this good thing that needs to be chased. But every time you're trying to chase what's seemingly good, it's like sand. And you cannot really grab it. So there's like this frustration. And you're trying to avoid what's evil, but you cannot really get rid of it because it's an illusion. And as long as you're believing in an illusion, then this illusion is something you cannot get rid of because you're still believing in it. And so you're constantly trying to chase a mirage, and you're trying to get rid of a mirage. And that thing you cannot really grab, that thing you cannot really get rid of. I hope you can understand what I'm trying to point to. But once you see that whatever your mind's telling you doesn't really matter. You don't even need a method to get rid of it. You can just see it from the point of view of the witness, of the pure witness. And the same thing with the sensation. Don't even call those sensations negative sensations. They are just, don't even call them feelings or negative or positive feelings or feelings that need to be changed, they can be improved. No, just sensations. They are what they are. They're here. Alright? So if they are here, and they feel like there's a certain kind of tightness, allow it. And allowing is not something you do. Allowing is a recognition that from the witness perspective, allowance is already happening. So you kind of enter this flow of allowance, which is already here. Which is why it's not a method, it's a pointer to what's already here. And from this perspective, there is already abundance. So that means that you are thinking and acting effortlessly in such a way that your life kind of has to flourish. Not in a way that it's gonna please the ego, but just in a way that is gonna be healthy for nature itself. And this isn't something that I can prove to you. This is something you have to find out for yourself. This is something that you can, if you let go, if you recognize what I mean, then you will make the exact experience that I'm telling you. Is this feeling of, I don't need to improve, yet there is this natural impulse that doesn't feel forced, doesn't come from the ego, but there's just this natural impulse, just like a plant that wants to grow towards the sun, feels like that. And that natural impulse doesn't want to improve and become better and proud, but it wants to become healthy. It wants to grow in a natural way. And that's your natural self. That's just the authentic self. And that's what I'm trying to point people to. So a lot of people are stuck in this cycle of running to the psychotherapist. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, but a lot of people think, a lot of people are already accepting the fact that they are probably gonna do this for their whole lives. I'm just a negative person, I'm just suffering, that's it. I don't want to change anything about it. It's just, then they accept the fact that they are miserable every day. That's just it. And that does not have to be your reality, because that's just not the natural way that beingness intends life to happen, you know? There is another way of living where you can realize that when this duality between the conditioned body-mind and this I are not separate, then there can be a miraculous thing can actually happen. You know, because let me think about how I can explain this. It's like this I, which is the thing that a lot of people are identified with. This I is actually part of the conditioning itself. It's not really you. But it seems like it's you because it claims to know how things should be. Because it's just this part of your memories that are collected in the body-mind system, and they say, I should be like this, I should do it like this, things should be like this. I know it. It's my personal opinion. It's memory in the body-mind. Now the body-mind is maybe conditioned in a completely different way. The I conditioning says, I should feel relaxed. But the actual conditioning of the body is completely in fear, in stress. So there's this conflict. Let me say, I could say like the consciousness is split in two. It's just a way to describe what I mean. There's an inner split. The body-mind is in fear and stress. Another part of the same body-mind, which acts as if there is the ego or an I that looks at itself through the lens of personal opinions and preferences, and it says, it should be different. I need to change it. I need to use methods to change what is. So it is fighting with itself. Therefore, it's like shaking a snow globe, trying to see the snowman in it. It doesn't work. When there's this recognition that this opinion about how things should be does not come from who I really am, because I'm the pure witness, the quality of knowing, not the doer, not the analytical mind, but just this pure witness, then you can see that part of you that is trying to say it should be different, that's trying to make things different, is not really you. It's just something that happens in this biological machine. Then you can disidentify yourself from this I, and things drop. They're allowed to be, and you're probably gonna feel tired at first, and then things are gonna flourish in a very positive way. Alright. So that's it. Don't forget to like this video, leave a like and a comment, and have a great day.